That's when I reach for my revolver. Whoa. It's the Mission of Burma coming in hot. 1981 from Boston, Massachusetts. There is a Boston in New York State about an hour from Buffalo, so that's why I mentioned the state. Never knew that till I moved here. Here's one last blast. Alright, I'll shut that down. Shout out to Dave over at Infidelity. Here I am. Yeah, he was mentioning Mission of Burma recently. So yeah, Signals, Calls, and Marches, their debut. I guess you call it an LP. It's got 5 songs on it, maybe an EP, I don't know. But anyway, it's pretty good. 1981. Got that when I was living in Boston. Yeah, it's great. Anyway, yeah. So it's a Friday. Cheers. Another shout out. My friend Russ Shaw TV. You know his channel. It's famous. You should know it. If you don't, you better learn it. Get over there because I think he's got 2 quadrillion subscribers now. Just did a cool video. He was at a record show and he got stuck in a traffic jam behind the WrestleMania entourage. Pretty funny. Get over there and check it out. Sent me this shirt, Fat Cat Records. So we're here at the Utica Club. Fucking snow. Excuse my language, but thought we were done with it. Yeah, I mean, so, you know, on Fridays, I'm always out of work about noon. So I was leaving, and it was, yeah, check it out. Shit's back. It's unbelievable. So, yeah, like last Saturday, I was hanging around here with Patty Cheesecake, and we made some lunch, and we actually sat out on our front porch, and I was wearing a T-shirt. Not as cool as this one, but I was wearing a T-shirt. Wasn't hot enough to take my shirt off and get a tan, but like Brian would do, SPF 1000. But anyway, yeah, it was beautiful. Like, so someone at work, I got to work Monday and they said, yeah, that's fake spring. It's only one day. So anyway, we're back at the Utica Club. We'll live with it. All right. So anyway, a couple things going on. The usual little playlist I got into last Saturday. I was getting a little 80s reminiscent like I do. This is like really high school. Dare, I think this is maybe the first full length by the Human League. Phil Oakey and Friends, and the 2 backup singers, those gals. What is it? Joanne Cathrall and Suzanne Sully. Where are they? There's one of them. Or is that Phil Oakey? Can't tell. There's the girls right there. Yeah. Phil's got some makeup going on there. So anyway, yeah, Gender Bender. So yeah, I Am the Law is a really good one on here. It wasn't one of the hits. Sound of the Crowd is another non-hit on here, but of course, Love Action, you know, and Don't You Want Me, right? So anyway, Human League, Dare. I dare you to listen to it. Little Shaken Pyramids. This was a blind buy. Got this when I was still living in Boston. Yeah, hey, it's almost St. Patrick's Day over there in Boston. Yeah, they get pretty rowdy. Doesn't matter if it's a Tuesday this year or a Saturday. They're getting hammered all day. They're doing it big time. Slamming the Utica. Well, they don't drink Utica Club over there, but they'll be drinking a lot of beer, a lot of whatever. If it's got alcohol in it, they'll inject it. All right. So this is like a Stray Cats kind of knockoff. Not sure if these guys are from England. Yeah, right here. London. Cheerio. Shaking Pyramids. So anyway, Tennessee rock and roll. That's a good one on here if you want to look it up. 4-piece, unlike the trio of the Stray Cats, but you get it. They got the look going on, right? So 1983, the release on this one on CBS. This guy's rocking a mullet. Could have easily been in a hair metal band. Look at this label here. In case you didn't know it, they're on Rock and Roll Records because they're a rock and roll band. Anyway, yeah, they're doing it. So anyway, got that 50s rockabilly thing going on. So they're shaking like pyramids are known to do. They shake. So anyway, what else do we have? It's just like last Saturday. This is a bunch of guys from different bands, all from Texas, because they're big guitarists from Texas. This was just another blind buy that still, I remember buying this back in the Boston area at a record show. And Trash, Twang, and Thunder, the name of this one. All instrumentals, kind of a la like a Dick Dale. If you like surf music, Gary over at Physical Format Jazz, this would be right in your wheelhouse. Could be up your wheelhouse, whatever. It's in it, up, whatever, up, down, sideways. This one guy here, he played with Doug Sam, And he was also in the Fabulous Thunderbirds, this guy named Keith Ferguson. So just an example. All these other guys played, their session guys playing with various people. But really good. If you're into that vibe, like I said, like a Dick Dale kind of surf thing, they're on Jungle Records. Yeah. Swinging it on a vine out of the jungle with those guys doing it. The Police, their 4th studio album, Ghost in the Machine. Well, they only had 5. I was going to say the first 5. That's all they had. They're all good. Love it. Except for that song Mother on Synchronicity. Everything else is good. This has got more of a synthy vibe for the Police, I'd say, on this. Added synths in here. Too much information's kind of more of an experimental track, if you will, for the Police. See, and they got all this like the inside of a electronics, like a circuit board going on there. It's electronics. I'm hooked on phonics. Get in there, you. Yeah, having a wrestling match. Very minimalist artwork on this one, like the digital thing, like futuristic. But probably my favorite track on here is Invisible Sun. I think it was sort of a single, but I really dig it. Demolition Man too. I think that was featured in that Sylvester Stallone movie with him and Sandra Bullock. That's a classic. It's called Demolition Man. Look it up. Great action movie from early 90s, late 80s. Hungry for You is another good one too here. And it's got that cool, the chorus is in French. J'aurai toujours femme de toi. Yeah, with Sting getting all français. And yeah, do it. It's the Police. They're 4th. I love it. Then, I mentioned Gary over at Physical Format again. He's a big fan of Pat Benatar. Who isn't? Yeah, he red-blooded male, man. She was a smoke show, right? There she is right there. Looks great, right? She's taken, though. She's married to that guitarist, her guitarist, Neil Giraldo, her husband, partner, whatever he is. He's in her band. So this was a live recording. It says here across Europe and America in what's the year on this one? 84, 85. Anyway, it almost sounds like some of it was dubbed in, like in a studio, and it's a fake crowd. But it's pretty good. I mean, this is a $5 record I bought used. And, yeah, she's looking great. And all the hits are here that I like. Fire and Ice. We Live for Love. Hell is for Children. Hit Me With Your Best Shot. I've heard it a million times. Could probably do without hearing it again. But on this one, sounds good. You can actually hear the crowd on that one. Heartbreaker and Love is a Battlefield. I remember the music video for Love is a Battlefield. It's a cool one. Look it up. In the MTV days. Yeah, it's Pat Benatar. She's live from Earth, right? As opposed to Saturn. I don't know if she had a tour of Saturn. Might have. So anyway, moving into Sunday. Of course, I had a psychedelic Sunday. Yeah, there was some blasting going on. Second album from Cold Blood. There they are. Oh, there. I'm going to be hanging up some posters tomorrow. So here they are on this kind of, I don't even call that a lithograph print. Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young. Right here, live at the Winterland, 1969 in San Francisco, California. And there they were the opener right there. And of course, yeah, it's a band, they're kind of psyche, rock, folk. I don't know, there's the lead singer, female vocalist Lydia Pence. There's a horn section on here. There's the guys right there. You got sax player here, and you got a little trumpet action going on here. Yeah, guy's name's Mick Gillette. Yeah, right on. All right. Anyway, Mick. And they were on Bill Graham's label here. Let's see here. Because they're in San Francisco, right? So Bill Graham had a record label. Who knew? Besides his, he had the Winterland going on. And Fillmore East, Fillmore West. Bill Graham was everywhere. He was at Woodstock saying they should have sold those tickets. He was smart, good businessman. And actually, I kicked off Sunday before we went into the blasting zone. We had a little, I went a little mellow after lunch. I remember listening to some Nancy Wilson. Of course, this was arranged and conducted by Billy May, friend of Frank Sinatra. So she was on Capitol. So was Frank in all the early years. My favorite Frank Sinatra stuff. Did you know, when I think about it, Frank Sinatra, because someone mentioned, who's the most artist you had, most of any artist in your collection? I might have been a thread going around recently. I don't know. Anyway, I've got 23 Frank Sinatra albums. So anyway, clearly I'm a fan. So anyway, she was led by that band by Billy May, like I said. So anyway, this is about 1966, 67. She plowed right through the 60s into the 70s. Nancy did, looking good right there. On this one, okay, All Right, Okay, You Win. 10 Years of Tears. It's really got a fast tempo to it. It's really nice. If you like vocal jazz, dig it. If you don't, avoid this because it's vocal jazz. All right. More blasting, the smoke, clear the smoke in here. It's metal, Pink Floyd. I don't know what the year on this one is, 1970 maybe, I don't know. There's the guys. A year on the inside of this thing. There they are right there. Yeah, young, handsome David Gilmour. So these guys, really good metal. One of these days kicks it off. And side 2 is just all echoes. So if you ever get an opportunity to do it, go on YouTube. Just look up Live at Pompeii and look up that version they do of Echoes, part 1 and part 2. It's amazing. Right down there in Pompeii, right? So they dug all the ash out for Pink Floyd and brought the band in. And the volcanic ash, they moved it, and then the band played. It was great. Just the band and the roadies and the ash removing crew. All right. So anyway, then I moved on. This is like Tuesday night. So I've hardly listened to CDs. You can see up there by the giraffe over there. There's my bookshelf system. It's buried up there by Mr. Giraffe, Jerome. So I dug out a CD. I was listening to a ton of CDs when we first moved in here. Back in September. I was here for a month alone before Patty moved in, and I just had the CD player in the apartment. Over at the apartment, I still had the turntable. So I was just listening to CDs. So I hadn't listened to any, long story short, until Tuesday night. And this, for some reason, I thought of this Gene Clark album called No Other, 1974. You know, often it's an unheard classic is what it's been called, but it's just this beautiful. He was originally in the Byrds and just later like a singer-songwriter guy, but this is way more than that. I'm not justifying how good this is or describing how good it is. I can't find the words. I need like Embryonic and his giant thesaurus in his head to do that. But it's just the orchestration. It's just everything about this. People said it was bloated at the time, and a lot of the critics didn't like it. But I absolutely love this. Some Misunderstanding was the only song I knew initially. And then Steve over at A is for Alice, B is for Bob, C is for Chicago. He sent me this, and I love the whole thing all the way through. It's just fantastic. It's amazing. If there's a word right that doesn't get used enough. Amazing. So get your thesaurus out and do that. While you're here, we'll have a fashion show. So last Saturday the weather was good, like I said. So we had lunch. Then I drove up to Toronto and Embryonic because I heard a rumor in the fashion world that he was launching his summer 2026 line early so people could get their orders in. So it was great. A bunch of people came into town. It was very last minute. And there's a lot of surprises in this year's collection. So there are some logos. So Brian's loosening up a bit on that. But he's not going wild with logos. So anyway, so we were hanging out in the parking lot. And there's Gary drove up. He rented this cool 70s van. There's Gary right there. And there I am right there. There's Russ Shaw. He came out from Seattle. And we bought some weed from this guy in the parking lot. Don't know who he is. But anyway, looks like we're all wearing our Daisy Dukes. So Brian's, the cutoff jean shorts is definitely highlighted in this year's summer collection. So get all over it. It was a sunny day, and only Russ remembered his shades and the stoner guy over here. But anyway, Gary and I didn't bring shades. But anyway, we were there looking good. There was all kinds of women hovering around because they heard about it. It was an Embryonic fashion show. Attracts a lot of supermodels, and they just want to get out and see what's going on. And here's what's going on right here. There's Steve at A is for Alice, like I said. He would never miss an Embryonic fashion show. Of course, David Atkinson, all the way over from the UK. And there's Ed. He came up from Connecticut. Quick jaunt. He says, hey, this is going to be great on my summer holiday when I go to Cape Cod. It's kind of like a casual swimming wear, so he can rip that jacket off in their swim trunks. And Ed can dive into the Atlantic Ocean and look out for sharks off the coast of the Cape. So that's what Ed does in the summer, and he's coming to Buffalo. Yeah, and I'm from California, so, Vinyl Richie, he's like, hey, I wear shorts all year long. And Brian never wears shorts, but he knows other people do, so he put shorts into this year's collection. So Vinyl Richie, he was like, yeah, I can see myself in this ensemble, and there he is in the ensemble. So really bringing it together. So he's back out there in Bakersfield, California, and I'm sure he's wearing this outfit, putting his feet up, and doing what Vinyl Richie does, maybe listening to some punk rock, and I don't know, I'll send him some Utica Club maybe. I'm making a box because he won my quadrillion contest, so I'm making a VCLT box for Richie, and it's going to put the 50 kabillion Amazon gift card in there, Richie. So cheers to you, man, and cheers to that outfit. Fantastic. It's amazing. All right. You want to talk amazing? Look at this stud. Women, you were just like, who is that? Well, it's Gary, right? Cheers to that, man. The pants, the open shirt, Thomas Magnum PI, it just really works. And then Gary's like, hey, look at me. I'm a sexy dude, right? And then, all right, the king of shirts, all the way from Melbourne. He made it. So, man, kick-ass sexy, man. He's doing it. He's doing it Australian style. He's like, I could wear this in Australia. It's hot down there. It's still, they're winding their summer down right now. But he's like, hey, this could be my, transition in, well, the summer of over in this time zone. He said he's going to come back for the party and he's going to wear this in that July time zone in Buffalo. He's going to do it. So it's Ben Rankins. If you don't know him, he's the king of shirts, and there he is wearing that vertically striped. A little conservative for Ben. He usually has a little more going on the shirts, but he's accessorizing here. He's got that necklace and some other shit going on there. Good luck charms or whatever. So it's Ben, and that's a great ensemble, Ben. Fantastic. And here we're getting to the end of the slideshow. It's a lo-fi. There I am right there. And I mentioned him earlier, Dave from Infidelity, who mentioned that, what the hell, where'd it go here? Oh, Mission of Burma. Yeah, there. He mentioned that band earlier. So, and there's Jack, the Vinyl Martini, and I'm in the middle there. So this could be easily on the golf course. But yeah, really nice. Brian, really great. Big collars, like kind of a 70s retro look. Brian's bringing it back. So that's great. And then lastly, we're going to finish off anchoring the fashion show. Of course, is Brian. Never wears shorts, stepped out of his comfort zone this time, and threw on a pair of Daisy Dukes and that cool Hawaiian shirt. So he was inspired by the John Cale shirt, a Hawaiian shirt that he had last summer. Someone gave it to him at the party. I think it might have been Trevor at Flat Round and Spun. Gave Brian that beautiful John Cale festive summer shirt. And Brian was inspired by the John Cale shirt, and that led him right here into this kind of funky Hawaiian, feminine side. He's a little pink in there. He's not afraid of that. And he's really bringing it together and accessorizing with that cool belt. Some neckwear a la Ben Rankins. Yeah, really cool. That's a really great look. So finishing off there with the Embryonic fashion icon. I'm right here in the blasting zone on a Friday at the Utica Club. So long video today, but I'm doing one a week. Maybe I should do 2 videos a week at 10 minutes, but I'm probably not going to do that. All right. Whoa, Market Basket truck. Today's episode sponsored by Market Basket. Check out a store in New England near you. So anyway, that's going to do it. It's a snowy Friday in Buffalo. There's no escaping it unless you come in July and it melts. So anyway, I'll see you guys next time.